Kimberly, hold on, I'm coming. It's morphing time. Oh, well, actually it's just the Galaxy Gear. So here is the Galaxy Gear, and no, it's not my Power Rangers morphing tool or Dick Tracy watch, but the Galaxy Gear, Samsung's first smartwatch. Now let's look at the build here. You've got this display here, which is 320 by 320. It's a nice display, and it actually shows objects and photos very, very well. You can see the Superman logo really pops out there. Now it's a full touchscreen display. You do have this button here on the side which allows you to turn it on or off the display itself. Now you've got this fasten screws here, which is more design element and really doesn't do anything other than to maybe fasten the straps. Now on the other side of the strap here, you do have a camera, and this is a 1.9 megapixel camera. Allows you to take some photos and also record videos up to 15 seconds, so Instagram videos. So it'd be cool if Instagram worked with this, but it doesn't, so that's one thing to note. Now on the bottom of your buckle clasps here actually is the speaker. This allows you to take calls or make calls on your device, and the speaker actually works very effectively. It's loud, it's clear, it's something that actually really picks up, and we'll try and do a phone call here. We'll probably try and call Sam or somebody and see if we can actually get that to work. You can adjust the clasps here, so you can actually adjust it to give you a full depth range, and it actually will fit anyone pretty much in here. Now at the bottom you do have the pins here. Now this pins are for your charging with your charging cradle, and this is very important. You lose this, you can't charge your device. Without this, you can't actually set it up, and that's something that I really don't like with the Galaxy Gear. So you open this up, and you can actually fit the cradle in, watch into the cradle. You close it up, it's got this full leather finish, and then you plug it at the bottom here with micro USB port to charge your device. So that's what this is needed for. You need to take this with you everywhere, because battery life on here is pretty much not that good. It's about 24 hours max I actually got with battery life on this device, and that's something to really take note. So let's look at the operating system of the Galaxy Gear. And I mentioned to get this to work, you need this cradle, and that's one of the things that you saw with the unboxing video, is that once you open up the Galaxy Gear, you can't just use it as a watch. You first need to pair it by using your Galaxy Note, which is the only smartphone that works with it, and basically tapping with NFC, which will bring up your Gear Manager application, which you can set up. And this is your guide to installing applications to the Gear via Bluetooth. Things like Samsung apps in here, as well as also your apps from your device. So more like the Gear set applications, media controller, and things like that. So it's essential and it's needed, and that's why we have this Galaxy Note 3 on the corner there. But looking at the operating system here on the Galaxy Gear, one thing that I will mention is that Samsung, I'm sorry to say, didn't spend a lot of time into the pure functionality of this. It's missing this very easy functional, easy maneuverability that we've seen with the Galaxy devices. So if I want to go through, I'll go through this is your home screen where your clock is. If I swipe to the right, I have my notifications, S-Voice, voice memo, gallery, media controller, pedometer, settings, apps, logs, phone call logs, contacts, and then back here I can swipe either way. Now it's a long process, there is no multitask. So say for instance I go into notifications, I have a notification, and I was already in, say, my pedometer. I have to go out. I have to go out and come back here and then scroll through all the way to pedometer. So there's no way for me to cycle through quickly, and this doesn't act as a multitask button. So the notifications, one of the big things of having a smartwatch is notifications on your hand. And it sounds intuitive and sounds very simple, but they don't work as well as they should. So if I actually tap notification, and this also has a gyroscope, so if I actually shake it, it should turn back on. And I see Facebook notifications. That's cool. I tap Facebook. Details, view notifications on your mobile device. Why do I want to do that? But I have to, so I hit OK. And it opens up notifications on there. So I can't actually view it on my device here. I have to open up Facebook here. If I go to archive, it does the same thing for Twitter. Open up that one. I still have to view it. on my device as it changes in the corner. So I have to do that for main things that really give me notifications. Now, for my text messages, I can read them here. I'm not going to read the text messages for you, but I can delete text messages and I can actually read them off the device, and I can reply using S-Voice. So that actually works pretty well. But there are applications like Tweet Quick View that allow me to check out my tweets on here, and I can go in, I can check out my timeline or mentions, and it's a very useful little mini application that's available in the Gear store. And I can look at some of this, and I said I can go through and look at some of the tweets that I have or mentions my name and things like that. And it's nice and it works well. But here's the thing, again, like I mentioned, I have to go out all the way just to head back to the home screen, and that can be annoying. To use the camera, which is one of the main features on here, you can just swipe from the top of your clock screen, or home screen if you will, and that reveals the camera. So it's the camera settings. You have options for video size. I can record at 720 6x9, and I'll record a quick 720 video to attach with this review, so you guys can check out a sample of that. It's only 15 seconds, and you can see there, and if I tap, that will record a 15-second video, and I can use that to pan around, and if you can see that there, and we'll attach this with the video for you. That will record a 15-second video, and I can use that to pan around, and if you can see that there, and we'll attach this with the video for you. So there we have that. We can also switch from video back to photos and take photos, and we can swipe to the gallery, just left to right, and that's the gallery, and see that's the Galaxy Gear there. This is the video we took. We'll probably do another video outside. This is not a video at a lower resolution. And you can go into your photos. You can delete, transfer, or share. Now you can share with applications you have. So all I have is Evernote to share, or I can transfer it back to my phone. I can do a transfer and it's transferring to the phone, and I can delete the photo and decide to delete it, and that's it. So that's how the camera works again. So again, you have to swipe through. Now it has a bunch of applications here which you can go through. You have a weather app, stopwatch. You can also download applications, which I'll show you from the Gear Manager. So the hardware here is very capable. You know, you do have a 800 megahertz processor. You also have 512 megs of RAM, and it's got 4 gigabytes of storage internally. It's very capable. You can run what you need to run, but it just doesn't do it too well. It seems like the operating system is a little convoluted in here. So even though you have all these applications, different things, it doesn't work to the highest of ability. There's some nice features on there, and I agree they are nice. You do have Find My Device. I can do that. I hit start. So I can locate my device. But remember, this only will work if you are in Bluetooth range. So since there's no radios on here, you cannot find your device without having Bluetooth on, which is a slight bummer. But you do get the point here that you can find your device, and it is nice. You also have a dialer, which I can make calls, 1-800 CGOFEDDX. I'm trying to call FedEx to see if it's FedEx, or I'm just calling a 1-800 number. So that's the part of the dialer options. I can see so I can dial and make calls from here, and it works pretty well overall. You do have the dialer. I can go back to my call logs, and this actually updates all the call logs from my phone, from text to calls, all the different calls I've had. You know, it works out nice. It's nice. It's a nice feature, and yeah, you can do things pretty cool with it. Now, if you go into the settings, you have your full settings, which I didn't show earlier, but you do have clock, and then you can change your styles of clock. So I have the watcher, which is what I use for the Superman. I have the shortcuts one. I have the pedometer one. I have just this random, and you can change your style to whatever you want. So for instance, I can go in here and I would put in the pedometer, and it changes that. And then if we head back, shows me my pedometer steps on there. I can go straight to my pedometer and use that, but I like Superman, so I am just going to go back and change it. But you can see what I mean by the non-fluid nature of the Galaxy Gear, and I think that goes a long way with what this device is that it's really a beta. It's not there yet, hasn't hit its mass appeal, hasn't hit this mass functionality of being something that works to the highest extreme that a lot of people would definitely want to use. And I think that's one of the issues I have with this device, is that hardware wise it's fine, and hardware wise it looks pretty good too, but it really isn't, you know, what I'm looking for a smartwatch. It doesn't really do many things that I want a smartwatch to do. It doesn't have biometrics, you know, where I can, it covers my heart rate, my, you know, some of those things that you find with the Nike Fuel Band, for instance, or Fitbit, which I expect it to be here at, you know, stock. All it has is a pedometer, and, you know, that's something my smartphone already has anyway. The functionality of the OS is a little convoluted all around, where I have to keep swiping. There are no multitask functions. There are no easy place menu cues that allow me to do many things. Now, Samsung will be updating this pretty soon. That's what the word is. And one thing I love to see is the design to be similar. This is something Warren mentioned, similar to the Galaxy S line, having this button right here. Let it feel like a Galaxy. If it's going to be a Galaxy device, let it feel like a Galaxy, having that button there. And also having some multitask functionality. So you hit multitask, it gives you the list of all the things you've opened, and you can jump in and out for what you want to do. Also, biometrics should be included here to give you a better feel for the device and what this device is really all about. And also a more customization with applications, which I'll quickly show you here, and I didn't actually show this earlier, is that once you go to the Gear Manager, if you scroll down here, which is constantly linked to your device, you have a few options here. You have Samsung applications, nothing fantastic here. You have clocks, utilities, entertainment, and there are a few things here. Most of them are silly apps in general. You do have social networking applications, but things like Line and Mini Square, but nothing that you really use. So that's one thing that to note with this App Store itself. And then you have My Apps, which is just basically the apps loaded on your device, and you can see it all here. So that's one of the things with this, that it's really not as fully functioned, and the fact that you're truly tethered, it's really a device that you're tethered from one device to another, and you really can't use it individually. And my last gripe with it is the fact that the Galaxy Gear doesn't work on its own. You can't use it without having the Galaxy Note. You can't use it on any other Galaxy device right now. You can't use it on any Android device, and I think that's a big letdown there. For a device that retails for $299, you can't pair with any Android device or even an iOS device where an application to do all these functionalities would be great. I think it really limits what the Galaxy Gear could have been. It's a ambitious start from Samsung. You know, I think they really threw out a beta here for us, and you know, my recommendations is really don't get the Galaxy Gear. If I were you, I would stick with my old trusty wristwatch here. It's not a smartwatch, but it is well built and does tell time, and also has more functionality in time than this watch. So that's pretty much it, guys. So if you have any questions or any comments about the Galaxy Gear, yes, I said it, this is not a definite buy. This is not a good buy right now. There is promise, but definitely not a good buy. So if you have any questions or any comments, let us know. Don't forget to subscribe to all our pages on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. It's all Border Work with 2 O's. So this is Thunder E saying thank you, and always enjoy your entertainment.